Hello everyone, welcome to the SI UK India webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. We are now live with University of Liverpool. Today we have Yamini with us. She will be taking us through this webinar. We'll try to answer all the questions after the presentation during the Q&A session. So let's start the webinar. Over to you, Yamini.
Thank you so much, Yukti. Thank you for having us here and for the session. We are having this session to give you a brief introduction about the university as to why you should choose the University of Liverpool. And then we'll also have a session with our student ambassadors who are here as well, followed by some question and answer session towards the end. So I'll do some quick introduction and but before that, just some house rules for the session, please. So this session is going to be focused on the careers and the guild at the University of Liverpool. So it would be my request to you if we can keep the questions related to these topics. What we wouldn't be able to cover is if you send us questions or queries on your application status, CAS queries, and all of that. That would be something that you would have to write to us, or you can reach out to the admissions team for those. So yeah, that's from my end regarding the house rules. I'll begin with some introduction here. So my name is Yamini, and I'm the Deputy Country Manager for India with the University of Liverpool. And I will be delivering a PPT shortly to you guys. Priyadarshini is also here, and Andrea. If you guys could give a brief introduction about yourselves, please. Priyadarshini, if you could start, please.
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Priyadarshini. I was born in Chennai, but I was raised in South Africa. I am studying computer science first year with year in industry. Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Over to you, Andrea.
Hi, my name's Andrea. I'm from Mexico. I was raised and born in Mexico. I moved to the UK last September. I'm doing a master in operations and supply chain, and nice to meet you, all of you.
Perfect. Thank you both so much. We'll begin with the presentation now. So the presentation is going to be focused, like I said, on academic opportunities, careers, and the guild. If we could start the slide, please, Priyadarshini. Thank you so much. So why you should choose the University of Liverpool? So we are one of the top 200 universities in the world as per the QS and Times Higher Education latest rankings. And we are also associated with 9 Nobel Prize winners. So if you've heard of Sir Hargobind Khurana, he did his research at the University of Liverpool. We have 400 plus UG and PG programs at the universities across 3 faculties. So we have the HLS, the Health and Life Sciences, the Science and Engineering School, and Humanities and Social Sciences. We also have received the Best University Halls Award as per the National Student Housing Awards in 2021. And this year, by Time Out, we also were named as the 7th best city in the world. We have a very solid management school at the university, and we are in the top 1% institution worldwide. We are a triple accredited business school from AACSP, AMBA, and ICIS. And we are also one of the top 25 UK universities most targeted by leading graduate employers as per the High Flyers 2024 report. Next, please. So covering the undergraduate opportunities here. So when you're a student here at the university, when you're looking at programs, you can consider options such as joint degrees, major, minor. You can choose a degree which has a study abroad, or you can choose a degree which has language option embedded, or degrees which have a year in industry. So study abroad, you can go for a year in China. We have one of our offshore campuses there, XJTLU, and or you can go for something like a semester exchange or year abroad. Then you can look at a joint degree, which is a 50-50. So you can look at something like economics plus political science, business plus media, or you can look at something like a major minor where you can study a 75-25% split. So law plus business, sociology plus criminology. Then we also have language options. You can study, say, for instance, international relations along with Spanish or economics with French. And then most of our undergraduate courses also have a year in industry embedded. So when you're applying through UCAS, you just have to choose that course code if you are to choose a year in industry. Next, please. Right. So coming over to the postgrad opportunities. So at the university, we have a lot of courses which are of the advanced level. Then we also have a lot of conversion courses, courses which have year in industry. We do have a limited Jan intake, and then, of course, some emerging programs. So I'll start with the advanced programs at the university. So we have like engineering programs, computer science courses like advanced CS, big data and high performance computing, finance, architecture. All these are advanced level courses. So that means that your prior degree should also have been in these courses. Conversion course is something, so say for instance, if you want to study psychology, say for instance, but you have done a BBA or a BCom in your bachelor's, then you can pursue a psych conversion course, which will let you study that course even though you have not pursued it in your bachelor. So we have similar courses. So we have psychology, we have data science and artificial intelligence, we have physiotherapy, we have data science plus communication, which is a mix of computer science and media. So you can look at these courses. Then, of course, we do have a good number of management school programs also that are of similar nature. So say, for instance, the MSc, the MIM, the Masters in Management course, that's a conversion. So even if you have not studied a management degree before, you're more than welcome to apply for that particular course. Then we also have year in industry for a few of our master's courses. So namely courses that are the computer science courses and the triple E programs like microelectronics, energy and power systems. These courses have the year in industry available. And then we also have a January intake, which is, of course, limited because we are a Russell Group university. So we have courses like engineering programs and a few of our health programs. So like the conversion course in physiotherapy, conversion course in occupational therapy. So these courses run in January. Emerging programs are also there. So we have some programs that are much demanded in the industry. So the university, along with industry experts, have created these courses so that you are prepared for the new, for the current, for the contemporary market. So courses like AI for digital business, financial technology, data science for economics. We have courses like economic policy and data analytics, money and banking. So these are courses that are very much in demand, and you can look at these courses. Next, please. Right. So we now have our student ambassadors, Priyadarshini and Grisel. So Grisel's second name is Andrea, so please don't get confused here. So they will be discussing about the Liverpool Guild of Students and the Career Studio. So just to give you a brief overview, so the Liverpool Guild is basically the student union, and the Career Studio is basically the careers and employability department of the university. So we can now begin the session. So, right, so I'll start with some of my questions regarding the guild. So, Priyadarshini, if you can tell us, what the guild is and what does it exactly do?
Yes. So, like you said, the guild is basically essentially the students' union. It's a voice for the students, a student representative. They provide lots of activities, events. They also provide welfare services such as like academic support, mental health support. They also provide housing and financial support, as in like advice in terms of advice. And they also run and advocate and run campaigns and do advocacy for issues.
Right. And which societies are popular and which ones have you joined?
Should I answer first?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. There's not really an exactly a popular society. I think it just in terms of what students are interested in. But this year the Guilds Awards were awarded to the Arab Society, the Bake Society, K-pop Society, the Hindu Society, Physics Society, and Sikh Society. So those are the most popular in terms of the engagement and creating events and stuff like that. I'm in the one of the societies of the year that I'm in is the Hindu Society. I'm also in the Tamil Society, which is because I speak that language. I'm also in the ComSoc Society, which is the Computer Science Society, and I'm also in the Girls in Computer Science Society. I'm also running for the events coordinator for the Tamil Society next year. So you guys might see me if you join that society as your events coordinator.
That's brilliant. What about you, Andrea? Which societies are you part of?
Yes, in my case, I have joined four of societies. The first one is the Postgraduate Society, which is related to all master students, and it's a very good opportunity to meet some people over there. And second one is the Global Opportunity Society, which also gives you some opportunities around the world. And the third one is the Vegan Society. I'm not vegan 100%. I'm just trying to change my habits, but I'm joining the Vegan Society. And the last one is the LGTB Society, which I just joined.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for those responses. So Priyadarshini, could you give us an idea, on the kind of events that the guild organizes?
Yeah. So the guild organizes a lot of events. Last semester, one of the events that really was eye-opener for me, or like the most interesting to me, was the Make New Friends events. So these events were like regular every 2 weeks, I think, every 2 or 1 week. And I found this interesting because the first semester towards the end, that's when all the huge groups of friendships were like starting to fall apart. And I was like I need a new friends in a new group or like new people to surround myself with. So I started going to those events, really good types of events to go to. They also have like dance lessons, lyrical lessons, litter pickups. It just really depends on what they think of at that moment. But there's a lot of events for people of any type of interest. Yeah.
Right. So that means a great way to socialize, right? With your
Yes, definitely. If you're looking for more
right.
friends, you're looking for more networks, definitely the way to go.
Brilliant, brilliant. And Andrea, if you could tell me, like how active is the guild and how do you get to know about those events that they are organizing?
Yes, so as Priya mentioned, almost every day there's an event from the guild. It will depend on which society you join, but as for example, right now, this coming Friday, they have a tier event, which is from the tier like society that we are not part of, but we are allowed to go. So every time that you want to visit or to do any different kind of activities, the guild has some event. And how do you know about it? Yeah, there's a webpage. It's called liverpoolguild.org, and you can find everything related over there. All the events that are running from which societies, which dates, the time, everything.
Okay, so just a follow-up question there. So even if you're not part of the society, so you're still allowed to be part of their events?
Yes, yes.
All
Most
right,
of them.
that's great. That's great. Right. And if you can also tell us, how does being a part of the guild help students? Is it useful?
Yes, definitely. Well, right, being part of the guild is basically the voice of the students, so they can help you with any complaint. If you have any issue during your course, if you have any complaint, you can raise a complaint by as an individual or as a group. They help you with that. Also, if you have an emergency load, us as abroad students, sometimes we run in emergencies, so they offer some emergency loans.
Okay.
They also can help you to find a student home. They help you to review the tenancy agreements if you are doing it by yourself, and anything related to the house, to the accommodations. And also they help you with mental health. If sometimes when you move from your home country to study in a different country, sometimes you enter like in a crisis. So they help you with mental health too.
Oh, that's great. Priyadarshini, anything to add there?
I think she's wrapped up everything. I think they really do make you feel seen and heard. Any issues
Right.
you bring up, they actually take the initiative and they take the effort and they sort that out for you to the best of their ability. So definitely a place to go.
Right. Just another question. So, this is so the guild has elections, right? So, are students allowed to participate in that? How does that work out? If you can tell us about that.
Yeah, we do have elections. We recently had elections for the student officers, and they were chosen out for the next academic year. They usually the student officers that are running in the campaign. They usually advertise everywhere. They come give you posters and pamphlets to like advertise their initiative, and then you will just have to go on the guild website that Andrea mentioned, and you just have to vote for the person that you think is the most effective. Yeah.
Right. And since you're an undergraduate student, are you very active when it comes to, attending the guild events? Or, I mean, basically, are you able to manage your studies with the events?
Yes, it is. It is very manageable. Because I think I treat university as a 9 to 5. So during that 9 to 5, because lectures start at 9, end at 5, I finish all my work in between. So then after the 5 o'clock, I'm able to do events that I want to do. So
Right.
the first semester was very involved because my main priority was to make friends, to make networks. The semester I'm a bit more focused because second year I need to choose my own modules, so I need to focus on what I like and what I don't like. So I've been focusing more on university this semester, but last semester I was very active.
Right. And what about you, Andrea, considering you were a postgraduate student? Um,
Yes.
what's your view on that? How active are you with the societies?
Well, for me, the master is only 1 year, so the first
Right.
semester was for making friends. I attend most of the events on the guild because I'm trying to make new friends. Even though in the master I have like 200 students, sometimes it's like more academic thing and not related to the same things that you like. So that's why I start going to many events. But right now that I'm running the second semester and I almost entering into dissertation, I'm like less active, but that doesn't mean the guild is not active. It's a different
Right.
thing.
Okay, so the guild is active throughout the
Yeah, the
year.
guild is still active.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right. So it's up to you. How do you manage that with your
time, yeah.
studies? Right. And there is no foundation to attend events, right?
No.
Right, right. That's great. That's great. All right. So thank you both so much. So this was regarding the guild, which like the both of them said, it's your voice, it's the student voice. So it's going to be really helpful if you guys could participate in these activities. Like Priyadarshini said, it's a brilliant way to network and socialize and make new friends, gather new experiences, and of course you can learn a lot of stuff as well. Just before ending the part on guild, can you like either of you tell me about some really odd societies that are at the university that you find surprising as well?
Mm, to be honest, I can't think of an exact one, but if you can think of any interest, there will be a
Yeah.
society for that. Even if it's like 3 people in the society, there will be a society for that. That's the
Right,
funny thing. On
right.
the
So
spot, I can't think of an exact one.
okay, so we have more than 200 societies, right? Right.
Yes.
So there is, I mean, there's loads of stuff basically for, students to explore. So for all the incoming students and the students who are interested in applying with us, you will definitely find something here. I think there's everything from baking, robotics, dance, language, music, conservation, environmental conservation, all of that. So you will definitely find something that you align with, or if not, I guess you're allowed to start your own society as well. So you can gather people and do that too. So yeah, so there are, I think, great opportunities within the guild that way. Right. So without further ado, I'll move to the careers part now. So the Career Studio is actually, just to give you a brief here, it's run by the Careers and Employability team at the university, and they sit out of the foundation building. So Andrea, starting with you here, if you could tell us a brief on the Career Studio and the kind of services that they are providing.
Yeah, well, basically the Career Studio help you, or I have you use it for the CV improvement. Uh, there's a different requirements from my home country doing the CV, and it's completely different here. So I didn't know how to do it, so I attend the Career Studio. So they help me with that. They explain me how to do it, and it is a one-on-one session with one of the coaches over there, and they
Yeah.
explain you and help you to do it. You can bring your laptop, or they can give you like the tips, and then you uh, make the changes that you need. That's not the only thing that they do. I mean, they have also a digital accelerator program in which they provide some programs like ChatGPT, graphic design, Instagram master classes in case you don't know how to use it, personal branding, and they also run something like Python for basic data analysis. So they provide a bunch of tools. It's just the matter that what are your interests and what do you want to do over there.
Right. That's great. So like Andrea said, there's a lot of demand for digital tools these days.
Digital tools.
And the Career Studio is there to guide you in that. Priyadarshini, anything to add there?
I think they also have mock interviews. I think that's my favorite part of the Career Studio. If you have an interview coming up, you can go and have a trial at it and see where your weak points are, and make yourself better for it. Yeah.
Right, yeah. So yes, mock interviews. I think they also have an AI facility for that, right? So either you can like do it in person,
Yes.
or there's a
Yes.
software that you can use to practice
Yes.
your mock interviews. So yeah, so that's
Yeah, I've actually done one of those. Yeah.
amazing. How was your experience of that?
It was part of a module for me, so I had to do it
Okay.
as an assessment, so the video interview.
Right.
So what would happen is one of the career coaches would take a video of themselves asking a question, and you get about 3 tries. This is a practice, so you can take as many tries as you want. And
Okay.
since this was an assessment, I only had tries. But if you were doing this at the career studio, you'd have a lot more tries, and you just formulate an answer and follow the guidelines they give you, and you just
Okay.
answer each question, go through each phase, and then just finish the video interview.
Right. Thank you so much for that. So Priyadarshini, if you could tell us what is the handshake and when do students get access to it?
Right. So Handshake is like the LinkedIn of for students. That's like the most basic way to put it. You can find jobs. It's mainly for students, and yeah, it's mainly for students. You can find internships, jobs, part-time jobs, full-time jobs, any type of thing on campus or off campus. And when you get access to it, I believe that you do have an account already when you have an offer. But when you actually get access to it is once you start university. So once your welcome week starts, you start getting access to it.
Right. So within the handshake, I believe you can apply as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. So are you able to see both the in-house university roles as well as the opportunities outside the university?
Yes. So for this very job, the international ambassador position, I applied through the Handshake app, and
Okay.
then applied on a Google Docs form, and then everything, and then it goes on to the university. So you can see
Right.
both roles. Yeah. And you
Okay.
can also access the Career Studio resources from Handshake. So from
Okay.
there, you can go on read blogs and blogs that people have posted on things. I found how to do. I don't know if you know of Forage. Forage is basically another learning tool,
Okay.
and you can access those to find part-time. You can learn Forage is basically simulations
Okay.
of job experiences. So I did cybersecurity simulations, I did data analysis simulations. So it's basically how a job works, but it's not really real. It's a simulation.
Ah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful and interesting. Right. Thank you for that. Andrea, if you could tell us, when is a good time to visit the career studio and what are the benefits of being engaged with the studio?
Yeah, you can drop the career studio. It is from Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. But you can also chat with one of the coaches online via handshake. So it's up to you what you want to do. And what are the benefits? Basically, practice make you good, make you improve. So we have all these tools available. So if you want to improve and get into the UK market, then we have to.
Yeah. I think that's a very valid point, you know. So all markets, they run very differently as to the kind of documents that they're looking at when it comes to CV, your cover
Mhm.
letters. It would probably different from, you know, UK would have a different structure from how it is in India. So best is that, you know, whenever you're starting with your job hunting or even like a part-time hunting stuff, you might as well want to, you know, visit the career studio and seek their help. So they will be able to guide you from the scratch. And another interesting fact to add here is that our career studio services are available to all students till 2 years after their graduation. So, you know, you can make use of their services even when you have graduated the university. So, yeah, so you can bear that in mind. Right. So Priyadarshini, if you could tell us what are a few of the campus roles that are available?
So since it's almost at the end of the year, I couldn't find many on Handshake, but a few of the options were for like us, me and Rizal, we are international ambassadors. That's an on-campus role. You can be a volunteer,
Yeah,
but note that this is an unpaid role, but this will be here accredited. So when you graduate, this will be on your record. And you also have, if you're a postgrad, you can be a residential advisor. That's also an on-campus role. You get paid for it, and a few of the benefits is I think you get access to the sports center and you get free accommodation. So wherever you are the residential advisor, you get rent paid for you.
right.
Yeah.
So if you could like, you know, also tell us like what's the kind of pay that the part-time role come with? Like, is there a range or is it like fixed?
It depends on the role. As international ambassadors, we are on a 0 hour contract. So
Okay.
that means we get paid for what work we do, but there
Yeah.
are fixed hours jobs as well. But the range of pay would most likely be has to be at least above the minimum pay grade, which I think you can find on the government's website. But most of it is usually far above the pay grade. Yeah. So you'll get
Right.
good amount of work, especially on-campus roles pay better than like Tesco or outside off-campus roles. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Another tip for our audience here is that if you want to get an understanding, a better understanding of the kind of roles and the opportunities that are available within campus as well as outside, you might want to check out the Instagram handle of the Career Studio. So it's called Live Uni Careers, and they are very active. They keep posting, you know, a lot on like graduate schemes that are opening up, part-time roles available, and all of that. So you might want to check that out. Right. So moving on to the next part. So Andrea, I'll start with you here. Any career fair or part-time job fair that you have attended that the university organized?
Yeah, I have attended two. The first one was at the beginning of the last year, when during September. I mean, at the beginning of the scholar year.
Okay.
So over there, I got my first two jobs. I'm doing two
Ah,
jobs with zero contract hours. The first one was international ambassador. I knew about this role during that job fair. And the second one is in the catering service in the race courses. That has helped me to visit too many cities during the race courses. I also attend the national race course over here in the entry. So they helped me to get those couple of jobs. And also during the second job fair that I attend, even though I couldn't get any like position, I met a lot of interesting people like recruiters and also some managers. I have
Okay.
some experience from Mexico, so I was discussing with these people over there, and we continue getting in contact. They basically the communication is because they are like waiting for me to finish my master because I kept I'm involved in and continue talking to them like, hey, I'm almost done and whatever.
Okay.
So it is up to you. It's a very useful tool over there. You can get the jobs. It will depend on what you are looking for because there are some students that they're completely full enrolled during the studies. There are others like us that we are doing like two part-time jobs, but there are others that they really want to get like the 20 hours that we are allowed to. You can
Right.
get whatever.
So I mean, from what we can make out is very great opportunity to network with
Yes.
recruiters. And then, like you said, you're doing two part-time roles, right?
Mhm.
Wow. So that's amazing being a master's student. So, well, something for students here who are looking to study at Liverpool. So you are allowed to do that. You can do more than one part-time role, provided
Yes,
you are within the 20-hour limit per week. That's
exactly.
for international students. So it's up
Mhm.
to you. How do you want to manage your time? So if you think you are able to manage your studies along with two or maybe three part-time roles, because I know of some student ambassadors who are also doing three part
Yes.
roles. So if you feel that you are able to manage that, please feel free to do that. You are allowed to do that. Right. So anything, Priyadarshini, that you would want to add, like how was your experience? Have you attended any part-time or full-time career fairs?
I attended the last one. I think that I'm not sure when exactly it was, but I did attend it.
Yeah.
I didn't really go in expecting a job because those recruiters are just there, or the people that are there that are just advertising their job company. I went to get more of an idea of what employers are looking for. As I'm only an undergraduate,
Yeah.
I am looking to do a year in industry. So I
Yeah.
wanted to know what field I wanted to go into.
Yeah.
Initially, when I went to the career fair, I went into thinking I wanted to go into cybersecurity, but I met an employer that was doing big data analysis. And I got very interested in that too now. So I'm looking towards that. And I learned that a lot of employees these days ask for experience, but to get experience, how do you get experience without getting a
Yeah.
job? So
Yeah.
they taught me that I need to get more informal experience, as in like cold call companies, email them asking them for opportunities that are possibly unpaid, maybe like a 2 3 days or a week of just job shadowing or just understanding the job behind the scenes. So this you could put this on the CV or LinkedIn. This counts as experience as you have learned some sort of skills there. So
Right.
this experience had me considering an internship in my second year. So during
Yeah.
the summer holiday for my after my second year, I'm going to be doing an internship. So that's going to help me get a better position in my year in industry job. So that's what the career fair helped me understand. So it wasn't exactly to find a job, it was more just to see what it was like.
Right. It's a classic catch-22 situation, isn't it? So you need experience to get a job, but then
Oh,
where do
very
you
good.
have to
Yeah.
start from somewhere? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think for Indian students here, if you get a chance, even in India, you can do that. If you can shadow or already gather some internship experience or even volunteering experience related to that field, please go for it. The market is very competitive, so you might want to, build upon your experience in varied ways. So that would be crucial to build your profile and basically, stand out when recruitments happen. Yeah, so thank you for that, Priyadarshini. Um, what about some part-time roles outside the campus that students can consider? Um, as you both said that there were, I think during the orientation week, there is a part-time job fair that happens.
Yes.
Yes.
So could you tell us about, some organizations or recruiters who are there, for those for part-time roles and stuff that are outside the campus?
I couldn't get into the part-time fair because the line was ridiculously long. It was just absolutely, I couldn't even get in.
It
But I
was.
know
Okay.
some of the part-time roles outside of the university could be, I know some friends working at Primark,
Okay.
Tesco, they're working at like restaurants, bartending, waitressing. It's all still money. So as long as you're ready to do it, I know a lot of us have a mindset we need to do some job that is respectable in some way, but this is also a
Yeah.
respectable job. It's giving you money, it's
Yeah.
giving you experience. And even
Yes.
some job that isn't related to your degree, it still provides you transferable skills. That needs to be like, you need to remember that. So you will still
Yeah.
learn skills, even though you're not doing a job that is considerably related to your field.
Yeah, certainly. What do you think on that, Andrea? Any recruiters that you feel who stood out that you remember of who were there at the part-time job fair if you were there?
Yeah, most of the recruiters are on the service perspective, and
Okay.
I definitely believe that even though it's not related to your field, and that is the main issue at the beginning for all students, including me, like why I'm coming here and not working in something related to, but
Yeah.
it helps you, it gives you money, it gives you like the way to meet more people, to gain more skills, to improve your well, for me, my accent, improve so many skills. So it is not nothing to be ashamed of. It's a
Yeah.
job, and you are doing it in the UK. So
Right. So I'd like to share my experience here. Of course, I did not study at the University of Liverpool, but then I was there 2 years back when I was there on my official visit, and I attended the part-time jobs fair. It was quite interesting because I think one of the football clubs they had set up their stall as well. I think it was Everton that was there that day. So they
uh,
also hire for part-time roles for
yes.
the university students. So they hire in terms of like business development, marketing, catering, events, so sponsorship. So if you are interested, and of course if you are a football fan, you can look out for those opportunities as well. And like Priyadarshini said, no work is low, so there are different kinds of roles, and I think we should all expose ourselves and give ourselves that opportunity. I think it gives us that humility, and then of course a lot of skills are transferable in nature.
Mhm.
So when I was a master's student, I did it from a university in London. I also worked, at a restaurant. So it wasn't related to my, of course, my domain of studies, but then I think you learn a lot there. It's a very different kind of experience, and it humbles you. And yeah, you of course gain those, communication skills, time management,
Mhm.
um, and yeah, and you never know, you might want to completely change your path after that, your career path. So just be more broad-minded that way and explore as much as possible when you're an international student.
That's
Right.
right.
So coming over to the digital tools and resources. So Brissel, if you can talk about, the kind of tools, I think you did mention a bit on that. But if
Mhm.
you can, elaborate a bit more, and have you used any?
Yeah. Well, one of the tools that they have is Handshake, of course. Most of the time they post internships and placement, but also some other jobs that are related to service. They
Mhm.
also has the video interview practice. I haven't used it, but I have seen many of my friends doing it. Like this is an AI review. So you start talking with the system and they provide you feedback. And also there's a career coach that give you feedback too.
Mhm.
And another tool is LinkedIn Learning. There are a lot of, if anyone has used LinkedIn, there are a lot of useful like some I don't know trainings over there related to your field or any other skill that you want to improve. And there's another one. I don't know if it's active too, but Student Circus. That was the first one that I
Mm.
started using. That
Yeah,
one is for job searching.
yeah,
So yeah, you can use Handshake or you can use Student Circus.
right. Anything to add, Priyadarshini?
Use the CV one. It was also AI generated. So you insert your CV and it grades it for you and it tells you where you're going wrong or where you should add some more, or
Okay.
it just tells you exactly what you need to change and then you can change it and get a better grade. So anywhere between 80 and above is a good grade and your CV is submittable.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, so student circus, that's a very valid point that Andrea raised. So the university, I think they signed up with them last year. And I think it's a very valuable partnership because their focus is mainly for international students. So jobs that actually come with visa sponsorships, they'll help you to, connect with those organizations and all of that. So do utilize those services while you are at the university. Moving on to the next question. So Andrea, this question is for you. So within the management school, there is a consultancy challenge. So if you could share with us what it is and how does it help students?
Yeah, so well, this consultancy challenge is basically the company brings a statement to the uni with a problem that they have in the company. So students can apply for it. The first step is basically you choose, they choose you, the university choose you, and then you gather with the team. The university provides some like trainings for you in terms of the questions that you have to make to the company, because even though there's a statement with the problem, you as a consultant, you have to make the proper questions, so you make sure like the feedback that you are going to provide or the result that you are going to analyze on how to improve the issue that they are having is the correct way and what they are expecting to. So the
Yeah.
first step is gathering into teams. The uni give you some advice or train you like how to do it. The second step is going to the company and start asking the questions. And even though you have like a pre like questions, you have to make sure during the answers from the company, you continue like the path, just getting more information from them. So that could help you to make your statement with the results of your analysis. And the last part is basically work as a team, and the team could be from different masters, not necessarily only from your master. And I think this is a very helpful team because most of the time, us as students, we want to like work with our friends, only with our friends because we know each other, we know who works, we know who done, and we just match. But in this session, you have to start working with different people, different master. You don't know anyone, and you have to make the team work. Why?
Right.
Because there's a challenge for the university, and it's not also for the university, it's also for you to improve your skills. So
Yes.
it's a very enrichment like challenge. And after that, well, you have to present to the board of directors of the company what are your results.
Right. Right. So just to add to that, so previously we have had participation from companies like Decathlon, Ernst and Young, PwC in the consultancy challenge, and it
Yes.
has been very well received by both the students as well as the employers because it's a very beneficial exercise for the both of them. So companies are coming up with their business problems, and students from the University of Liverpool have to pitch a solution. So that's there. And then, of course, this is actually exclusively for the management school
Yes.
students.
Only management.
However, yeah. So, however, if you are interested in consulting, I believe there is a consulting society that is open to everyone. So, consulting, which is, of course, a very popular career field as well. So, in case you're interested, please feel free to join the society if you're not from the management school. And, you can solve those cases with your peers at the society as well. So, right. So that is regarding the consultancy challenge. And yeah, so basically that's it regarding the careers. So, if we could just quickly move on to this next slide, I think there are some QR codes that I wanted to share with the audience before we move on to Priyadarshini and Andrea for their wrap-ups regarding the, their experiences and stuff. So if you want to scan, these, that would be useful for you. So we have a virtual tour here. And then we also have an insider's guide video. So you can scan these and keep these links and then, watch it whenever you have time. And do we have anything else in the next slide, Priyadarshini? All right. So what we can do is, in that case, we can start with your slide. So we'll begin with you, Priyadarshini. Do you want me to share? Are you all right sharing? All right.
It's okay.
Perfect. Right.
Okay.
So if you can, just give us a brief of your experience, your department, how do you find it, the kind of pastoral support, because you're also an undergraduate student. So that would be great.
So my overall experience at Liverpool has been great. I've had a blast. The people are wonderful. They are very, very friendly. The general department, they're very organized. That's something I loved a lot. They have everything on Canvas, every support, every email, every contact that you need. Everything is there. Communication is very quick and easy. Like I would email for a query, a problem, and within 2 or 3 hours, I get a reply. And that's pretty quick if you consider how large the university is. And yeah, the overall experience of this university is amazing. The city is also lovely, beautiful, beautiful city. And a few of my favorite things about Liverpool is, again, the management and the operations and organizations love it. And I also like how they care about their students. Last semester during the January exam season, they made the sports center free for 2 weeks to release stress. Also, all the university on-campus accommodations, they provided a few breakfast options, snacks, and coffee every morning for free to anyone. You don't have to live in that accommodation. You can just grab something and go study. That was something I really liked. And also they care about us after we graduate too, and while we're here. So in, like you said, the career studio and the handshake, everything is still open 2 years after for you to access. One of the modules that I did during my first semester was an employability module, which basically had me pitch a project to potential employees. These were students, but it was almost like a actual pitch where they were evaluating me, they were asking questions. I did video interviews, I created a CV, I worked together with other people. So it was almost like me working together in a team in a real world situation. And with the professors and the engagement, I would say that very good professors and engagement. You can see that they enjoy their job. They are passionate about their job. They respond very quickly to emails. External support outside of the lectures is also very good. The lecture slides, quizzes, notes, everything is posted on time. They also take recordings of every lecture. Unless there's technical issues, everything is perfectly fine. And then support for students, you have a lot of support. You have disability support, you have mental health support, you have financial advice and visa and immigration support too. In terms of the mental health, I think that's what a lot of support is. You have counseling services, you have a mental health advisory, you have workshops and events, and you also have a 24-hour helpline. So if you do have any problems that come up, there's always help for you. They also monitor, especially for international students, they do monitor the attendance code, but this is mainly to make sure that you're okay. So if you're saying you're missing a week of lectures, at least they know there's something wrong and they can provide you with help. My lectures, they're already spread out during the week. Monday and Tuesday, I have around 2 lectures and 1 or 2 labs. And then Thursday, I'm packed with lectures. I have like 3 lectures and 2 labs. And Friday and Wednesday is 1 lecture. So it really depends on your degree. So if you are more of a STEM degree, if you're more of a practical degree, you'll have more labs as well as more lectures. Whereas a theoretical degree would be more just lectures. You won't really have labs or tutorials. And my assessments, most of it is split between coursework and it's split between final exams. One of my modules doesn't even have an exam, it's all coursework. I have 3 assignments and 1 class test. That's all. And then the rest of it is around 2 or 3 class tests or 1 or 2 assignments and then a final exam. These are usually like the class test assignments between 10 to 15% and the final and the class tests, 10 to 15% or 30%, and then the exam is depending on the.
Right. So another interesting point here is that you don't just have exams, right?
Yeah.
So your assessments are very mixed. So something to note for the prospective students here. And I think this is a very suitable way of assessing students, I feel. I never liked exams,
Yes.
honestly. So having, I think, those assignments and projects helps a lot because you get ample of time to deliver those and you can work on your own pace. Of course, it comes with deadlines, but you do get ample of time to plan
Yes.
out and, execute that. Right. So thank you so much, Priyadarshini, for sharing your experience. Over to you, Andrea.
Yes.
So if you want, share about your
Yeah, I'm trying
yeah,
to
if you want to
see.
share your slide.
Can you see it?
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
You just would have to, I think, yeah, works. Yeah.
Oops. All right. Well, as I mentioned, I'm doing a master in operations and supply chain in the management school. Here are some like captures of the moments that I've enjoyed most. Some of them are with my friends that I met here. Some others are from the vegan society that I just joined. And well, as basically Liverpool is like the most Instagrammable city, to be honest. Every spot that you go, you don't really need any like filter in your camera because every place that you go, it's like, oh my God, this is such beautiful. But in my experience, even to the city is very nice. The lectures, I love the lectures. They had challenged me because back in Mexico, we are used to exams. I enjoy more exams than doing assignments. But the university has a lot of workshops over here in the library. So I have to attend many of them because I have to improve my skills. And now, well, at the beginning, one of my assignments I could finish in 1 month. Right now, I can do it in 3 days or four because my skills has improved a lot. And also, they'll help you to develop the critical thinking that it is not the same by doing an exam because an exam you basically have to memorize everything and you just put like ABC option and that's it. But here they make you think, which that's one of the reasons why the uni is between the 200 top universities in the world. And that is in my experience. But also in my personal life, I think I become more tolerant because of the different cultures that I'm sharing here. For example, in Mexico, we are used to every time that we see a people, we give them a kiss and a hug. And here, the first time that I did this to a person from India, they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What? I'm not doing anything wrong." And they were like, "No, no, 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 don't touch me, don't touch me, don't kiss me." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I was so embarrassed because I didn't know that there's a difference in the culture. So I know now. And every time that they saw me, I hugged them and kissed them. Like, I don't know. I don't care. I'm Mexican, so you have to be used to. But it's a funny thing because it helps you to understand the different cultures. That's the first thing. The second thing of being tolerant is because here I understand the difference between being vegan and vegetarian. So I have a friend that is vegan, and the first time that I invite her to have dinner in my flat, I buy some stuff for vegetarians because in my mind it was the same. So I was like, "Oh, can you explain me the differences?" Because I never had a friend, a vegan friend. Like, just explain me. So she was explaining every stuff of being vegan and the reason why she's vegan. And for me, it was like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So you start like enriching yourself and knowing different perspectives. And also, I have a friend. I don't know if you can see him over here. He's in the wheelchair, and for me, this is the first time that I have a friend on wheelchairs. And now every time that I go to any place, first I need to review if it's accessible to him. So I'm not thinking about me. I'm thinking of my friends too. So I think that's the most the best experience that I have, even though like the master and the city that is lovely, and your studies, but the friends that you are making here. I think that is the most.
That's lovely, Andrea. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And
You're
I
welcome.
think, yeah, just to reiterate here, the city as well as the university, we are very inclusive, very diverse,
Yes.
and we are very accessible that way as well. So, in terms of public transport, say, for instance,
Mhm.
and especially for students or people with disability, you will find, that that the city is very much accessible for you. So that wouldn't be an issue at all. And of course, we have students from all across the globe. So a lot of diversity and inclusivity there. So it's an explosion of cultures basically at Liverpool. So, and you will learn a lot, like how Andrea learned her lesson probably with some talks and stuff. But yeah, you will definitely learn a lot that way and have some amazing experiences. So yeah, that's all from our side basically regarding the experiences and the kind of services that are there at the university. Bhukti, we can now begin with our Q&A session if possible.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for giving us this insightful presentation. Now time for Q&A session. I
Perfect.
will
Can I
help you
just
call out the
request
question
one
from the.
thing? Priyadarshini, if you can just, open that slide where we can put out our QR codes in the background. So in case anyone missed out on those.
Till then, I will call out the first question.
Sure.
Are there any specific scholarship for international students?
Yes. So of course I can tell for the Indian students that are there, specifically for Indian students, there are a few, and then some general ones as well. So the university scholarships are something like the central university funding, and then we have the departmental awards. So the central university fundings, we have like different sorts within that as well. So say for instance, we have 7,500 pounds of scholarship for three of our programs. So one is strategic communication, um, energy and power systems, which is within the Triple E. And then we also offer it for masters in public health. So if you get through those programs, you will get a 7,500 pound discount in your tuition. The next scholarship is the flat 5,000 pound scholarship. So that is for subjects such as LLM, international business and commercial law, data science for economics, economic policy, um, money and banking. So what I would suggest you is, of course, it's a huge list, and I wouldn't remember all the subjects, but you just type University of Liverpool Postgraduate Advancement Scholarship, and you will get that entire link. So you can see, which subjects have what scholarship. So 7,500 is the first list that you can see. Then the second list is the flat 5,000 pound. And then again, we have a 5,000 pound, which is split into two scholarships. So 2,500, 2,500. So the first 2,500 is the Commonwealth bursary, so which is for all Commonwealth nationals. And the second is a Vice Chancellor scholarship. So that is a merit-based scholarship. So 75% for BTech, 70 for BBA, and 65 for arts, humanities, law. So the subjects that have this scholarship, the split scholarship, 2,500 plus 2,500. So we have courses within the management school like Masters in Management, Human Resource, Finance. So all these have these split scholarships. Then of course, the advanced computer science courses, the big data and high performance computing program. So all of these have the split scholarships. Then coming over to the management school awards. Management school awards, we have a regional scholarship which is called the ULMS Excellence Award, and it is given to a few students from the Indian subcontinent, and it's a flat 50% tuition waiver. So and it's not a guaranteed scholarship, right? So this one is a very competitive scholarship, and the management school considers, so they have a separate scholarships team, and they consider various things like your work experience, your statement of purpose, your leadership potential, academic merit. So all of these things are taken into account, and then they take a call. So this is how a scholarship structure is for postgraduate courses. When it comes to undergraduate programs, I'll be honest, we are a bit limited in our funding there. So our scholarships are not the best in terms of UG. The max that we offer is £3,000 in the first year, provided you have a triple A or above 85% in your class 12th. It's a flat reduction in your first year of £3,000. And say, for instance, you get a distinction in your first year of studies, you get a £1,000 waiver in the second year, and so on. So this is how our scholarship structure is. Next question, please.
How does Liverpool University prepare students for the job market beyond graduation?
I think that is something we covered during our discussions. So like I said, the services are available to you till 2 years after you graduate. So you can utilize all those tools, and, you can get on and book those sessions with the career coaches. All those things are available to you as an alumni as well. So you can join the alumni sessions that the alumni team does. So, networking sessions, and then, of course, build on your skills by taking support from the careers team. So all the tools and stuff that both of our ambassadors mentioned, you can utilize those once you have graduated. Next question, please.
What is the campus community like at Liverpool University?
Campus community. Any one of you who would want to answer this? Priyadarshini, do you want to?
Campus community, I would say it's very lively during the weekdays. But then the weekends, it's mostly every 2 weeks, most of the UK students go home. So then it's just a bunch of international students on campus. So the actual campus gets a bit empty, but if you go just down to the city center, 10 minutes down, it's all lively again. So you always find something to do, even on Saturdays or Fridays or Sundays. There's always something that's happening with societies too. So there's always a sense of community. You don't have to worry about being alone or stuff like that.
Mhm. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Andrea, anything to add there?
No.
All right. No problem. Yukti, next question, please.
Can you provide more information about the research opportunities available to students?
Right. So we have MPhil programs and PhD programs that are provided on campus, and the applications for these are open throughout the year. However, something to bear in mind regarding research opportunities is that, the fundings are limited. So the funding deadlines, you'll have to keep a tab on those. So if you're interested in a research program, of course, we wouldn't be able to assist you much because the owners, especially when we are a research student, lies on you. So you will have to reach out to the faculty, have an informal discussion with them. And if they give you a heads up, if they like your research idea and stuff, you go ahead with the formal application followed by panel interviews. And of course, you'll also have to submit a research proposal as part of the application. So that is how the research programs work. I'm not sure if you mentioned, did it mention research programs or research opportunities, like even the part-time? Do they mean that?
I'll repeat the question for you. Can you provide more information about the research opportunities available to students?
Okay, so it's a very broad question that way. So right, so MPhil, PhD, of course, I mentioned about that. Another thing is at times, even the master students, they can take up research assistant positions. So I'm not sure if UG has that, Priyadarshini. Do UG students have access to that, the research assistant?
So yes, I have seen a few on Handshake by research assistants, but it's really dependent on what you're doing as in your course. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So from last year, I knew someone who was doing her master's in data science, and she worked as a TA or an RA with the professor. So those opportunities do pop in at times, so they're very competitive and very limited. So if you are really interested in those opportunities, one tip would be to, be very active and engaged with your academic advisor, who would be, of course, who can guide you further on those. Next question, please.
Can you share example of how Liverpool helps students secure internships and work placement?
So one thing to note here is no UK university will guarantee you an internship, right? So as an international student, especially, you know, the onus is on you again. There is no spoon feeding. You really will have to seek out and seek help when you need it. So it's on you. You need to visit the career studio. You need to tell them what are you looking for, the kind of help that you want. So if you're looking to do mock interviews, let them know, book sessions with them. If you want to get your CV corrected or reviewed, let them know. You get access to so many resources such as Handshake. You can apply for positions through that. We have at least, 2 part-time job fairs in a year and 2 career fairs in a year. So, we give you all those resources and opportunities that you can make use of. Now, that's up to you how judiciously you are using those and utilizing those resources, right? But we do not take any guarantee. But yeah, the resources are always there for you to utilize. Next question, please.
So I've covered all the questions from the YouTube chat box. Thank you for answering all the questions so well. Do you want to share any final words?
Nothing from my end. I think just regarding the application. So our applications are open, and they are open till July, till the middle of July. However, there are certain courses that close early. So if you're really interested in our programs, the master's programs, they are open. UCAS is also open till June. So please feel free to apply. We do not have any application fees for our master's programs, and you are allowed to apply for more than one program. Say, for instance, if you're confused at the moment. And yeah, all the best. And I hope you found this session useful and the information helpful for yourselves. And thank you to Priyadarshini and Andrea for helping me with this session, and Yukti for letting us host this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time. All the audience, if you have any further questions, please feel free to contact the SI UK India office. For more update, do follow us on our social media handles. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.